Standards. The world has set standards for everything. The standards for success. You only be deemed as successful when you have this amount of money in your bank account. There are standards for good relationships, healthy relationships. You only be seen as having a good relationship when you do certain things, when you have certain things. Take certain videos just a certain way. The standards of health. You only be deemed as healthy when you have this body build. The standards for everything. People are different. 8 billion people, no people are the same. People are different because of many things. One thing is their preferences. People have preferences for what they would like to eat, what they like to wear, what they like to listen to, what they like to watch, everything. Yeah? And it becomes a problem when the world uses preferences to set standards. Because many people are cast out when they don't fit into that criteria. One certain standard that has really affected many people, led to many depression cases, is the standard of beauty. A woman, a man, a boy, a girl will not be deemed to be good enough if they don't fall into a certain category, if they're not in line with a certain standard. A tweet by Namujay reads, "Some girls think they're not attractive because they don't look like the girls that get worshipped on social media." And that's unfortunate. It is. I have many people who have come to tell me, for many years, I didn't like the way I looked, hated my body. I was too big, tried everything to lose so that I could receive that validation from people. I could be seen as beautiful, handsome. The words that we tell people, you have a big head, you're black, you're too small, you're too big, they really affect us. They really make us feel like we're not good enough. I'll tell you a story. In high school, one of my best friends, I met her in high school. One of my best friends, her name is Kasheka. I didn't like her in high school. I don't know. I honestly don't know why. The answer that I used to give back then was, why is she so happy? Why does everyone like her? I didn't like the fact that people liked her. I was going through a lot. I really was, because that's just not okay. And so I used to bully Kasheka for like 2 years. I think I only stopped in like grade 12. But I used to bully Kasheka. And one of the main ways I used to bully her was her feet. I'm a guy who likes feet. I'll look at feet first before I look at anything else. And she didn't have good feet according to my standard. And so I mocked her about it. I told her she wasn't beautiful enough because she didn't have good feet. Actually, I made this theory, which has proven right actually. Beautiful girl, beautiful feet. And so I told her she wasn't beautiful because she didn't have nice feet. Of course, she began to wear socks all the time, and her feet, they began to look like on point. But the point is, the ways that I spoke to her made her feel very, very bad for a long time. I had people coming to me, say the way you spoke to Kasheka wasn't good. She's feeling bad, go apologize. I had people would come to me on the daily. People like Angelani. No, bro, the way you spoke to her, look, she's feeling bad. We're in class, I'll tell her something and her whole mood is ruined. She just wants class to end so she can leave. I didn't like that. I didn't like being told that I wasn't being kind, that I wasn't being good, I wasn't being fair, because honestly, I was just saying my opinion. But that's the problem. People's opinions should never set standard. If you like something, get it. Don't impose other people with the standard that what you like is the best. Okay? There's many people out there who feel they're not beautiful because they're too big. For the longest time, chubby girls have seen themselves as not enough because they're too big. Their bellies are too big, their thighs are too big, hips are too wide, chest is too... people feel bad because of how they look. And many people try to look a certain way so they can fit into the criteria that we've set. Growing up, I was skinny. I was skinny and short. I was so small. God, I was small. And I remember feeling like less of a guy, less of a man, because of how small I was. I remember girls would mock me, "Oh my God, you're so short." And for the longest time, it was okay, because in primary, my friends and I were short. We took our short boys. Yeah. But after grade 8, they began to grow and I didn't grow. I remember telling my mom, why am I short? You know, I could go to a church event and where my friends are being ushered to the youth corner, I'm being directed to the kids section. I have to tell, no, I'm this age. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm sorry. You know, so I didn't feel like I was man enough because of how I looked. It was a problem for me and it really affected my self-esteem. I was wallowing in the gutters for a long time, you know. As I grew, I had girls who just used to see me as their little brother, nothing more, because you know, what do I have to offer? There were bigger guys out there, taller guys, brother guys, and I felt like less and less of a G, less and less of a guy, less and less of the it guy, because of how I looked. And you know, now I've grown, you know, I'm taller, I'm still slim, but now I'm taller, and I've worked with the principle that I'm good enough. But the sad reality is many people don't feel they're good enough because they've been fed the lie that they're not good enough, not good enough, not good enough, because they're too big, too small, too short, too tall, so many things. And so they fall into the mindset that they're not good enough, that they'll never be good enough. Many have tried to lose weight, gain weight, do everything just to fit to that standard. And of course, these days, you know, you see social media is taking back the power. You know, one of the social media that I like is Twitter. And I like Twitter because it's very friendly. It is. You see people who don't know each other supporting each other. You know, people who've never met. Someone will post a picture and they're out there retweeting it and sharing it and saying so many nice comments. You know, it's good. But for the longest time, people who didn't have this mindset of beating each other up felt bad. They felt they are not good enough. And that's the fact. They did feel like they're not good enough. Many people feel like they're not good enough. What happens? The words that we tell them just cement in their minds, in their hearts, and they begin to hate themselves. How realistic is this? You remember that video of a kid? I don't know how to describe him. I don't know his name. But you've seen Game of Thrones? There's the short man. I know him from somewhere else, I just can't remember. But he really just boomed in Game of Thrones, yeah? He's a short guy. And so that kid looked like the man, yeah? And so videos were circulating of his mom recording him crying. I hate myself. The kids at school mock me. I have a big head and whatever. I'll just kill myself. I think you remember that video, yeah? It's a reality of many people. Many people hate themselves, hate their bodies, hate their existence because they feel that they don't fit into that standard. And it's a problem. It's a problem because, honestly speaking, regardless of how you look, you're a king, you're a queen. Everybody is a king. Everybody is a queen. And I know people will say, no, how can everybody be king or queen? You're shooting these words aimlessly. But the fact is, even if the world didn't have states but had kingdoms, the existence of one monarch would never, ever lessen the royalty of another. So girls, boys, regardless of how many people are out there who you would think are better than you, it does not invalidate your own worth. You're a queen, you're a king. Regardless of how big your stomach is, you're a queen. Regardless of how small you are, you're a king. For everybody who is a certain way, there'll be people who want you. That's a fact. I have come to meet people who don't like the broad guys. They like the slim guys, the skinny guys, the girls who actually like guys shorter than them. It happens. But people are going to make those people who don't fit into that, they make them feel bad. They're not enough. You know? And it's a reality for many people, a sad reality. Many people have killed themselves because they're just tired of life. They're tired of trying. They'll never be good enough in the eyes of the world, so why should they even try? And it's true. We hear cases in America, yeah, that's where you hear most of these cases, where somebody's bullied, how they look, how they smell, how they talk, anything. You get bullied for anything, and it gets to push you over the edge. That's why you find people go to school with guns and they shoot up the whole school. It happens. Yeah, you watch the 3 Reasons Why. Season 2 will tell you Tyler Dunn was pushed to the limit. He got his guns and he went to school. He went to blow up the school. It happens. Why? Because we are so careless with our words. We want to make our preferences the standard. And that's the problem. People will not always fall into that standard, that criteria, that sphere. And they will feel less and less human, less and less worthy because of how we treat them. So for those who are taking back the power, that's great. You must adjust the crown on another person's head. You must. But the fact is, there's many people out there who are just broken beyond repair. Hurt so bad. They've had these things for so many years, and now they are 40, 50, and they'll always feel like they are less. Always feel like they're not good enough. Always feel like they're not pretty enough. Always feel like when they're asked out, it's their honor. Like if it weren't for that person, they'll never be with somebody. And we fed these lies to people for so long. And it's a problem. So I'm here today because we don't want this to be another story that's told. We don't want this to be another situation where it's just a tale that has always been told. We need to make a change. We need to bring the change. Today, get out of your head. You're not good enough. You are. You're a queen. You're a king. Assume that. Take it up. Acknowledge it. Feel it. Live it. You are. Doesn't matter how big you are, how small you are beautiful. Let's encourage each other. If you see somebody's posting pics of themselves, you can actually tell, okay, this person is, trying to build. Probably they've already gone through years of trauma and battling with their self-esteem, and they're trying to just readjust the crown on their head. Encourage them. If you gotta share it on your status, share it. Even though there's 50 people who are doing the same, your one share really goes a long way. I have developed this habit. I'm trying to make it a habit actually. Develop this system of I'ma just randomly text somebody. You're doing something big. I'm going to text you. I'm proud of you. I see you. You're killing it. I see you. Keep going. It helps. Because we need to get to a point where we develop the system and the mindset that we should be everybody's biggest fan. Because the time will come when you be at the top. If other people are winning, let them win. Support. Show love. Somebody's starting a business, share it. Be there, support. Don't tear each other down, telling them, you won't even go far. Because the words that we say really do affect us. They do. You don't want somebody to kill themselves because they didn't feel like they were enough. Why? You don't want to be responsible for somebody's self-esteem being in the gutters because you told them they weren't good enough, they weren't pretty enough. And the fact is, there's many out there, and we can't help everybody, but those around you, make sure they feel like the top. They feel like they're good, like they're great. Make them feel supernatural. Make them love life. And as much as you're loving life, make sure the person next to you is loving life as well. Of course, the fact is, loving life is up to you. But as best you can, help the person next to you. Help them. It doesn't hurt anybody. Help them. If you see somebody's crown is slipping off, readjust it. And tell them, look them dead in the eye and tell them, you're a boss. You're gonna do it. You're a king, man. You're a queen, mama. Get it done. We don't want a world where we're at the top. 10 years from now, we're at the top. The people making the big decisions. 20 years from now, making the big decisions. And our kids are just really bullying each other. Actually, I think you start from when we're young. It should. You agree that when we're younger, the chubby kids, if you're playing soccer, the chubby kid won't be picked first. The chubby girl won't be picked to go and play because they're not good enough. No, you're not pretty enough. You can't chill with us. And there are people who, if you look back to your young days, people who would sit in class during lunch alone. You go and talk to them here and there, but they really didn't have friends. The words that we say to them, the way we treat them. Yeah. So dear queen out there, if you're not feeling like a queen, get it from me. You're a queen. Dear king out there, if you feel you're too short, no girl's gonna want you, people will want you. You're a king. Tell yourself that every day. Because the fact is, there's more people out there who are struggling with self-esteem issues than there are people who are living their best lives. Don't look at other people to set standards for your own life. Live for yourself. Be the best version that you can be. And I promise you, life will be grand. Alright. I love you all. I want you all to be the best. I'm proud of you. I'm your biggest fan. Know that Mark is out there. He's your biggest fan. And let's get it. Let's just get it.